She's starting to look a little bit like a motorcycle. Check that out. All right, so I'm gonna secure that battery in. It's a 20 and it calls for a 14, but it fits in there good. I have a strap here, strap it in. I do have side covers. They have never seen this bike before, so maybe we'll try that. I did just put some gas in the gas tank, so that's good. Now that we have some front brakes, yep, they still feel good. I should check the tire pressures. I figured we better make sure nothing's leaking on this side, specifically right there. Let's see, this is still off. Ooh, are we starting to leak? We might be leaking up there. We might be leaking at the fuel petcock. Oh, that's not good. I'm going to have to address that. Well, let's see what happens if we turn our fuel. We could do prime or reserve. Or is this on? Well, we got gas flowing through. See it right in the filter. Oh, it was on. Okay, well, now we're getting gas floating right through into the carburetors. We're not getting any weird leaks yet. So it'd be interesting to see if this would start. Like I said, I don't like the fact that this looks a little damp here. That easily could be leaking because I didn't change the gasket above there. So anyway, let's see if she fires up, because I did charge the battery the other day. Just see what happens here. Get back so I don't get leaked on. Let's see. Turn some choke on. All right, got the choke on. Let's see what she does. Starter button. Yeah, all right. She's firing up for me. Good, good. All right, little buddy. The battery is dying on me. You can tell the battery's dying. All right, take it and run with it. Again, I want to see if we're leaking. Not leaking here. Would be nice to see though. Do we have fuel flowing when the petcocks? There we go. Now, fuel should flow when the engine's running. It should be pulling fuel through. I don't see it doing that. Might have to use it on prime. See that? Oh, you know what? There's not a lot of gas in here. Probably have to have it on reserve. Oh, look at that dirt coming out. Alright, now we got fuel flowing. That's good. She's dying now. She's dying on me. Keep it up, buddy. Alright. She's working on it. Now she's working on it. Alright, the battery, that won't be fixed. The headlight, I don't know how that's hooked up. Fuel is low. Whoa! I think there was some dirt in there. Yeah, the seal on the petcock's probably leaking. That's that's no good. Steady fuel flowing through there, I think. Yeah, that's starting to leak more. I'm gonna have to address that. I think the fuel's actually running right down here. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so fuel issue right there. But we're good. Now, side stand, let's see if that goes off if I put the side stand up. Yep, that one out. Battery, we won't have that one off. Headlight, probably not. And fuel, pretty low. So let's just turn this off. It's supposed to go off. Warning control, there we go. All right. She's brilliant. She's wonderful, except for this leak. Yeah, nothing's leaking here. Just leaking down from the tank. Right above my petcock, so now I'm gonna have to run the gas out and fix that gasket. And I should have fixed that. Should have put in a new gasket when I took that off. I think everything else is working. High and low. All right, I'm super excited about that. Now the other thing, this should be in neutral. A little rough there. Now, am I on the center stand? I think we're running out of fuel. See if this shifts into first. Yep, neutral goes out. Shift it out of first. That neutral light doesn't love being on. Neutral light. Something needs clean there. Let's see if I can get it back on. There it is. There it is. Come on. Stay on for me. Gotta clean the neutral switch or something. Come on. You're in neutral. You know it. You have to be careful with that. Horn. Okay. Clean up the neutral switch. How are we doing down here? Exactly the same. Yep. Got that gauge in the filter. Alright. Now she seems very happy. Let's check our brake light while we're at it. LED headlight, super bright. Let's check our brake light. Got it. And got it. Cool, cool. Ripper. Woo! Charging systems got her up at 1468. Working, stator's working, regulator rectifier's working. I was going to run the gas out of it, but you know what? I'm just gonna set it up on the edge anyway. And so yeah, anyway, let's get the seat off. Got to do this on both sides. See that little lever? Pretty cool old system. There you go. yeah, you guys get to see the seat on this sucker. Okay, seat's off. There's our familiar view. And then, like I said, this tank's gonna come off real easy because all I gotta do is lift it here because I don't have that screw and stuff. Now basically, just disconnect the fuel line again and go in on the petcock. All right, we got her off and you can see it's a little wet right around that edge. So I'm hoping and assuming that's our issue. And while we're at it, I don't think this is leaking, but this needs to be a little bit moved here because whatever. So I'm gonna get these two screws out, pop that off, and we're actually gonna clean it up a little bit and then use gasket maker to make our seal. Well, you can see probably why this didn't seal that well. It looks kind of cruddy. Doesn't look like good rubber. So makes sense. And if it was leaking at any of those spots, it could leak down through where the screws are and just get in amongst the outside world. So let's see if I can find a gasket. See if I can replace it with an actual gasket and we will be good to go. If not, we will use some gasket maker and make sure that doesn't happen anymore. You can put it on the screws and around the outsides here. But, you know, see if I can find a gasket online. Leaking from the tank? I hope not. I hope that was something else. I never did. Might be dripping. I'll have to check into that. Is that leaking up front somewhere? But anyway, here's our fuel sensor, and I don't have that hooked up. So, am I leaking at the front of the tank, or is that just residual that leaked out before? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I don't have a gas leak. That's a good possibility. I don't actually see anything wet. All right, we'll just hope that's a leak from something else. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Ooh, she does look a little rusty in there. It is a good thing that we have our filter. So anyway, I gotta clean this up a little bit. I didn't realize that was so rusty there. So I'm gonna clean that. That could be another reason why it was leaking. So I'm gonna clean that up quick and put a little gasket sealer right around there, and we'll smack the new one in. All right, here we go. I took some 220 sandpaper, cleaned that up a good bit, and then took this little brush and rammed it through the holes to clean up the rest of what I had. See all that crap? Now, like I said, gonna put some gasket maker. I know. I wouldn't normally do this, but it's an old bike and I want to get it running and not leaking. So put some gasket maker around there. Cause look. All right, what do I show you first? So let me just tell you, I cleaned that up a little bit and putting that gasket in, it's not gasket, it's not rubber, it's kind of rock. When I put it down in that middle part, I was pushing it down and it really wasn't seating correctly. So anyway, gasket maker, it's moto and it's fuel resistant. So hopefully it works. It's about to drop off. We don't want to use too much of it. I'm gonna lose some of it anyway. I want to put this on the screws yet, but let me show you. You don't want to block off the holes, but I smeared it around there. So we should be good to go. We're not gonna run this now. We're gonna let it sit for a little while. I think this takes like 24 hours or something to dry. So I'm gonna put this on the screws right there and put this puppy back in. I'm also going to change the, there was a clear vacuum line going to the intake from the fuel petcock, and I'm changing that out because those little clear ones, they don't take a lot of heat and they start to collapse. And that's going to make your bike run worse, which could be why the bike shut off on me. That easily could have been the first ride. So anyway, I'm going to put this back together. Here we go. I leaned it over so far and the gas... Oh, I don't want this sitting on my... jeez. Well, I was going to show you how it's leaking out the fuel cap. And that means I'm probably not leaking somewhere else. But I just put fresh fuel right into my gasket material. It's not ready. Let's let that harden up. All right, so I'm going to let this go. And I'll put it back on, hook everything back up. You've already seen that stuff. And hopefully I see you for a ride. Oh, and I ended up breaking off this rear view mirror. So if I want that out of there, I'm going to have to drill it. Whoops. Whoops. Lefty lighty, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Or when it's rusted seized, it's not going anywhere. Get out and ride.